Tactics Talk with Guido. In this episode, I have banziduck back in his E50 Tier 9 German medium tank. And he is in a 357. Good setup for him. Top tier on Erlenberg. He spawned down in the south on a regular battle. Both sides have a cap to deal with. And he's headed over to the castle side. So let's see how banziduck does with his E50. This is a replay analysis, so let's see what we can learn with banziduck, and we'll be along for the ride. One thing we know is banziduck is more or less alone and unafraid, or maybe he's afraid. There's only a Tiger 2 and an Oni messing around down the middle down there, so he does need to be careful if he gets pushed up here. Bonzi, this spot right here where you're going is a great spot, but I don't like this positioning. I will get up right about here and much more sideways, and you can actually get some pretty good gun depression down into this area here, even down to this area right here, but you're about to find out why this spot here is not so good. It is well more exposed, and this guy's going to see you pretty much automatically right here, and bam, you get hit by the 252. He just drove right up, saw you, and boom. Had you been where I was showing you, he probably would not have spotted you there, and you probably would have had a shot. You end up bouncing off of him. In a situation like that, where that guy comes up and you have a good chance of being spotted, I'd have taken a snapshot and got out of there as soon as possible. Probably your best bet right there instead of trying to stay in. Bonzi has an interesting technique with the way that he aims and shoots. He does it from a lot further out than I do, but it seems effective on the replays that I've looked at. I'm still going to contend that I think if he zoomed in a little more, he might get some more precise shots, but you will note that he's quite practiced at it, and it works for him. So I am a little bit hesitant to tell people to change the way they play the game, especially on basic mechanics like that, unless it's just very obviously not working. But you can see that he is using kind of a third-person view. For a while, I thought I had actually taken control of the camera in the replay, and I wasn't showing you what he was doing with his camera work, but then I noticed that I am actually watching what he's doing with his camera work. He just happens to fire in these long-range third-person shots a lot more than I do. Even when he zooms in, you can tell that it's not that far zoomed in. Now this is all good right here. This AT-15 has no idea what's going on. Looks like that guy is behind the building perhaps right there. There are some fences right there, some stone fences right there that will stop you from being able to highlight guys, especially if you're trying to highlight like the whole area. If sometimes it's just their turret that's poking over, so it is a little bit difficult, especially when you're looking through a bunch of trees and don't have a clear sight on them and exactly what you're looking at. Are you looking at a guy behind a building, or is this just his hole behind one of those stone fences, or what's going on over there? And there's some rubble piles that can cause you issues as well, but this AT-15 is just getting worked over, and he is done. So Farmer Llama Ding Dang, we're up to 1,992. There was a big fight over on the east side. The west side was relatively quiet. We'll find that there's quite a few guys camping back here. Had they pushed Bonzi and this Tiger 2, they'd have had a much better time over here. But as most players who play this game are completely passive, they didn't do anything. And like most players who play this game who are passive, once they start to lose, that's when they move out and expose themselves instead of actually turtling up when it's appropriate to try and camp a little bit. But Bonzi continues to use this corner right here. Good strong position, especially if they're pushing up like this. 252. I have no idea how you knew that was a shot. The replays sometimes don't show highlights, so it's very possible you were highlighting that guy, but holy cow, good on you. The only thing I will add about how you're doing this here, you were maybe a little too far up the hill. I noticed a couple times you were dealing with some issues with gun depression, so watch out for that. And what I mean by that is if you'd have gone down a little bit further down into the flatter area right here, you might have had a bit of a better time of it, although you are trying to use some of this terrain here to cover shots that way, so it is a trade-off. As long as you got the depression and it's working for you, good on you. Just watch out for that. T30. Now, this is cleanup on aisle 2 time, Bonzi, and I would say you're doing it right now, but I would definitely get more aggressive. Might have had a shot on that scout if you stopped and looked for it. But the T30's here, super perch, there's an HTC over there. T30's probably sees you. It looks like you don't have sixth sense. So that may account for a lot of you are being very careful. This is an interesting situation here. One of the things about the E50 that's fantastic about it is its ability to ram and kill things. It's a heavy, fast tank. Does really well with the ramming. Unlucky here, bounce off that guy. Nice idea though, just to cross over. No sense giving him a shot on you. Come over here, you look for the HTC shot. He dies, and now we're going. I probably would have ignored that HTC and kept working on the T30. The hit points are over here. This is that greedy time of the game. Plus, look at what's going on. The T30 and the Super are kind of starting to clean some guys up who were near deads. You're the only one that's got a lot of hit points really to give out of all these guys. So we're going to be patient and go up around this way. And this is a situation here where you could have got a twofer, or at least a kill and a ram. I would have gone straight for the Super and rammed him and auto-aimed this guy and shot him. Instead, what happens is you're going to come down here, you're looking for that kind of side shot. We're going to bounce, and oh crap, we got nothing. We got no ram, we got no hit. Nice job, though, working the turret on the T-30. This guy doesn't really know what's going on. End up shooting down into his spaced armor and killing him, and then, oh my gosh, it's a race between you and the T-30. Is he going to get his gun online, or are you going to tell... Whoa! So he's on the long reload. It does take you a while to turn around here. And your second opportunity for a ram, which you're not going to take. I'd have just gone right at this guy. Auto aim and fire right there, and then ram him. You would have pretty much been done. Of course, the artillery may have tracked you anyway. Ow! Now you can't really ram, you're out of hit points. Down he goes, and this is always fun because we're going to actually go after the last guy, and we are going to get the kill on the artillery, which is very satisfying. Boom. Hey, ammo rack to boot, and down he goes. 5 kills, 3,384 damage, 990 blocks, 712 assists. A nice little game by Bonzi. Went to the weak flank in this top tier tank, played it very carefully, did a nice job. Fortunately, he was dealing with a pretty passive team, pretty passive enemy team. I think end game you might have been a little bit more aggressive in there, but hey, results speak for themselves. You're still alive. All those guys are dead, and you won the game. So nice job, man. I hope you guys learned something with this. E50 is a fantastic Tier 9 German medium tank. Almost a heavy. Almost. All right, guys, take it easy. And as always, we will see you.